The ongoing Chan 2024 is intriguing.
Well, after the VAR check, it's been ruled out. It's not a goal.
CAF's flagship tournament attracts over 1.4 billion TV audiences and 2.2 billion digital streams, making it one of the top 4 global football events.
Full time, and Kenya have done the unthinkable. They go undefeated through the group stages in the group of death.
To our esteemed sponsor and partner, numbers don't lie. To the 12th man in Kenya and globally, it is not boasting if you can back it up. We salute you. Let's keep doing it the way we know how. Live and exclusive on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.
Hello and welcome to the Lunchtime News. My name is Yambo. Helping on the sign language is Lucy Maura. We begin our bulletin this afternoon with some crime watch, where detectives from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, the DCI, in Kiambu County have launched a manhunt for 2 suspects accused of gang raping a middle-aged woman at an apartment where one of the suspects works as a caretaker. The incident, which occurred late on Friday night when the said woman returned home from work, has left the tenants in shock, with some of them condemning the act and calling for arrests of the culprits.
The 2 suspects are said to have fled immediately as the victim, who had her feet and hands tied during the incident, managed to free herself hours later and reported the matter to the police. The tenants, who have called for speedy investigations, also want the landlord held accountable for employing a caretaker without proper documentation.
Kama kawaida, huyo caretaker akafungua gate. Then all of a sudden, napitianga akaniambia nisipitie hapo, nipitie hiyo njia nyingine. Then akanivuruta, when he scream, after ku scream akanigonga kichwa, nikanyamaza. Akanigiza kwa rumiko hapo. Kitu ya kwanza ilikuwa akanifunga mikono na mkanda. Then kuna jamaa mwingine alikuwa amesimama nyuma ya mlango, akafunga mlango. Alinifunga mikono. Then after kuniharas, akanihamisha kwa ile room nyingine, ndio alinifunga mpaka miguu. So hata akinirape alikuwa amenifunga miguu. Ningefikiria juu sasa kila wakati ni ananifungurianga gate. Hata singefikiria, hata akifungua singekuwa hiyo picha haingetoka kwa macho yangu.
Sisi wenyewe tumekuwa na hofu sana, kwa sababu pia tunaishi na watoto hapa, na hiyo kitu inaweza fanyika hata kwa watoto. Kwa hivyo tungetaka kuomba serikali ichukue hatua na atafutwe na patikane na achukuliwe hatua kali.
Still in Kiambu County, residents have lynched a man suspected to be behind a series of violent attacks after he allegedly stabbed one person and seriously injured 5 others. In Nairobi, business owners along Kimathi Street are raising the alarm of a rising insecurity after armed robbers broke into a shop in broad daylight on Friday. The incident is the latest in a string of thefts in the area. Business owners are now demanding immediate action to safeguard their livelihoods and property.
Walikuja wakaanza kufanya vitu za mafanya, wamevunja everything, clients wakakimbia. Today hata tutafanya anything because of them.
And in Kitui County, Senator Enoch Wambua is calling on the government to deal with the rising cases of insecurity along the border between Kitui and Tana River counties.
Kwa na kisu ile ya jikoni, ameshika kijana mmoja, amedunga kisu, akaua, akakimbiza mwingine, akadunga, akaanguka, huyo amekimbizwa Kenyatta, wale wengine wametibiwa pale Orthodox na wakaachiliwa. Kijana naye akakimbilia msitu, akafika hapa Kefri, akawa ameshikwa na watu mob, na mob najua kazi sasa ya mob ikishika mtu na kusikia ile kisanga imefanya, ndio sasa akawa ameuawa.
Doreen Arange for Lunchtime News.
Thank you, Doreen, for that report. Now, police in Nyamira County are investigating a bizarre incident where a family house was set ablaze and 4 occupants killed. Confirming the incident, Area Deputy County Commissioner, that is Stella Wanyela, said the motive of the heinous murder is yet to be established.
Grief and shock engulfed Egesegane village, Gesima ward in Nyamira County after unknown people raided a home and set a family's house ablaze, killing 4 occupants. Area Deputy County Commissioner Stella Wanyela said the assailants tied the hands of the victim and tortured them before torching the house.
Wacha tupatie nafasi DCI wafanye uchunguzi kwa sababu wamesanya whatever they require to go and carry out an investigation.
She said the family members were burned beyond recognition, except a 12-year-old girl who managed to escape and raise an alarm to the neighbors.
Tumesikia vibaya, tumeumwa sana, tumechomwa, tumehuzunika. Hata mkiangalia mamake hapa chini, tumesangaa yenye atafanya na ndugu zake na dada. Wenye walifanya haya, Mungu wako, wachue Mungu wako.
Those who perished in the inferno include Lord Brick Makori Angwenyi, aged 57, his wife Jack Bosibori, aged 50, their 23-year-old daughter Mary Makini, as well as his granddaughter, aged 3 months.
Tumeona ya kwamba bengine ni makaidi yalikuja yakawaua, na vile waliwaua waliwajoma, wameshikwa mikono imewekwa pamoja kama mtu mwenye ameuawa na amechomwa.
Wanyela warned the residents against taking the law into their hands whenever they had dispute to avert loss of lives.
Ningependa kuwahimiza wananchi kwamba kama kuna mambo yoyote kwa jamii ambayo hamuelewani na majirani, ama hauelewani na ndugu yako, ama hauelewani na mtu yoyote, tafadhali kuchukua sheria mkononi ama kufanya jambo kama hili kuangamiza maisha ya watu si vizuri kabisa.
The family urged the government to ensure the killers were identified and charged with murder.
Mimi ni kuomba serikali kama inaweza, those people who did that thing, this incident, they will be brought into book, haki ionekane.
Timothy Kipnusu reporting there. To Matters Health, where the Rural Urban Private Hospital Association of Kenya is decrying payment delays by the Social Health Authority and the National Health Insurance Fund. Speaking during a press briefing in Meru County, the association's chairman, that is Reverend Dr. Joseph Kariuki, accused the Social Health Authority of going against its own directive on claims. The association added that since the launch of SHA in October, that is in 2024, hospitals have submitted claims worth 93 billion shillings, but only 53 has been reimbursed.
SHA is publishing a report of facility level reimbursements on its public portal. However, those figures without the disclosure of total claims submitted, approved, and the payout to claims ratio are misleading.
Waziri amekuwa akisema na maafisa wengine wa idara ya afya kwamba wanakuwa wakilipa tarehe 14 ya kila mwezi. Swali ni mwezi huu ambao tuko, alilipa tarehe 14 kweli? Mwezi uliopita alilipa tarehe 14 kweli? Kwa hivyo tunawekwa katika sehemu ambayo haifai kama wafanyabiashara katika idara ya afya.
Still on Matters Health, the Kilifi County government has warned individuals engaging in theft of government medical supplies of dire consequences. Acting County Secretary, that is Philip Charo, revealed that cases of theft of medicine had been reported in various parts of the county and warned that those involved would face the full force of the law. Charo, who is also the county chief officer for roads and transport, said that some unscrupulous county health officials were colluding with outsiders to steal drugs from county government stores and sell them to private clinics and pharmacies. He said some suspects had already been arrested in Malindi sub-county and charged in court, and that the county government that is, would not rest until the vice is completely eradicated.
Serikali iko makini sana kuthibitisha na kuhakikisha kwamba huo wizi wa madawa unakomeshwa. Kuna mahali kwingine sub-county kwingine ambako nako tunafuatilia, maana tumepata leads kidogo. So ni mambo ya uchunguzi ambayo bado yanaendelea, lakini niwahakikishie tu kwamba kila mtu ambaye anahusika katika hilo, hata wewe ukiwa hapa, kama ni wewe utatumiwa, maana kama yule kijana aliyeshikwa juzi, yeye hafanyi kazi hospitali, lakini yeye ndiye alikuwa amepewa ni boda abebe huo mzigo apeleke. Yeye pia ameingia ndani. Kwa hivyo hata hapa kama kuna mmoja anatumwa namna hiyo, chuma chako kimotoni.
I look at matters graft, where a section of Nairobi County Assembly members has pledged support for President William Ruto's renewed war on corruption. Speaking in Nairobi, the MCAs, led by former Nairobi Mayor, that is Geoffrey Majiwa, urged members of Parliament and the Senate to rally behind the head of state in efforts to curb graft and transform the country. The leaders also weighed in on Raila Odinga's proposal regarding the Constituency Development Fund, calling for a broader national conversation on how best the funds should be managed.
The President has said enough is enough. Every shilling must work for the people of Kenya. We fully support this. We will work with him in this journey. We call upon our members of Parliament and senators. You are lawmakers. You are an important cog in managing this country. You must join hands with the President and support him to save resources. Support him to change Kenya for better. We also wish to speak about Honorable Raila Odinga, who we respect and we respect him. He played a leading role in delivering 2010 Constitution. We have heard his recent proposal on CDF. He says funds should go to counties instead of constituencies. This is an important debate. It touches on strengthening devolution. It deserves discussion.
Wajumbe wetu wa National Assembly wajaribu kusupport rais wetu, wamshikilie pale pana makosa watengeneze, kwa sababu sisi ni MC wa Nairobi, hatuwezi na kutengeneza huko juu. Kwa hivyo wenyewe washikane, watengeneze pale pana pamebaki na mwanya.
And the Kakamega County Government has rolled out an initiative aimed at promoting and nurturing talent, creativity, and the arts among the youth, particularly musicians and athletes. Speaking during the Mulembe Night Festival held at Buhungu Stadium, Kakamega Governor, that is Fernandes Barasa, urged local leaders to unite in supporting the initiative for the development of youth talent across various disciplines. The event brought together local musicians, high school athletes, and contestants, that is, from regional beauty pageants.
We are focusing on transformational leadership ili tusaidie watu wetu kufufua uchumi wetu, kusaidia wale maartist wetu kwa mambo ya sanaa, na pia kusaidia vijana wetu kwa kukuza talanta zao.
Learners in Sabasaba and Tirikwa primary schools in Murang'a County have a reason to smile after receiving fully equipped mobile science laboratories in a program dubbed Girls Excellence Initiative. The initiative, launched by Eco Network Africa Foundation and its partners, aims to promote the uptake of science, technology, engineering and mathematics, that is STEM, pathways among girls across the country.
Ahead of schools reopening for the third term, pupils, teachers and parents gathered at Tirikwa Primary School in Kangema for the unveiling of a mobile science laboratory. The donation made by a family residing in the area in partnership with the Eco Network Africa Foundation aims to bridge the gap in access to science equipment in public schools.
Together with my family, we felt we also needed to do something for our community. So this is a donation that has come from the Mzee Keiro family in collaboration with Eco Network Africa, where I work.
This laboratory will enhance learning in view of the fact that the nearest school where these students could have interacted with a laboratory is about 6 kilometers away.
Utilize this equipment well to advance yourselves. Please work hard. Let's get some lawyers. Let's get some engineers. Let's get more doctors, right?
Of the more than 27,000 public primary schools in the country, only about 2,000 have laboratories, leaving thousands of learners disadvantaged as they pursue science pathways.
We need to equalize all our kids. The ground needs to be leveled. And the only way we can level this ground is to make sure that every child in this country accesses the equipment they need.
At the nearby Sabasaba Primary and Junior School, the excitement was equally evident as learners, many of them girls, received a similar laboratory and sanitary towels.
We are very happy because there before we didn't have a lab in our school, but we are lucky today to receive a mobile lab. In junior school, we have 87 girls, therefore they are going to benefit, and especially in science subjects.
Actually, now that we are going to CBE, where the orientation is more towards the practicals, I think now it is a must that the ministry should also come up with such equipment which is approachable, which is available to the people. 11 more units will be distributed to other regions across the country.
We are currently deploying labs to 13 schools across 13 counties. And moving forward in the coming year, we are looking at expanding to the 47 counties in Kenya.
Joseph Wahungu for Lunchtime News.
Thank you, Joseph. Still on matters education, a section of lawmakers has rejected a recent proposal by Orange Democratic Movement party leader, that is Raila Odinga, to devolve the education sector, terming it unconstitutional. Speaking during the burial of 2 of 4 family members who lost their lives in a road accident on August the 10th, that is 2025, Makueni County Senator Dan Maanzo said education must remain a function of the national government to ensure its sustainability. A story for you in just a short moment. We move on where the government says that land title deeds issued
your favorite team as they battle for glory in the Total Energies CAF African Nations Championship 2024 right here on home soil.
hutumia mbolea inayoitwa Elgon Dhabiti DAP kwa upanzi wa mimea yenye afya bora. Halafu natumia mbolea ya Dhabiti CAN ama Dhabiti Urea kwa ukuaji wa mimea bora. Hii imenisaidia kupata mavuno mengi nikilinganisha na siku za hapo mbeleni.
Mbolea ya Elgon Dhabiti inapatikana kwa viwango vya kilo 10, 25 na kilo 50 kote nchini. Elgon Kenya Limited.
Wazee, tunajua mko na love ya team sana.
Na hiyo energy ndio inatupush kila game.
Lakini show up Kasarani na genuine tickets. Kama una tickets za support wa KBC, Kibaitiko Play Sci-Fi na Band. Let's do it right. Tushinde ndani na nje ya pitch.
Tusichome game.
Tusichome game.
Tusichome game.
Tusichome game.
Tusichome game.
Magharibi mwa Kenya. Maisha ya familia moja maskini yanaelea kwenye ukingo wa taabu.
Umetoa wapi hizi pesa?
Daddy, umeiba.
Mwizi! Wewe ndio mwizi, unaiba mbuzi wangu.
Baba ni mlevi, ameitelekeza familia yake na inayumbayumba.
Leo mimi sijalewa na bado una raha.
Andrew, adui mkubwa wa familia hii, anaichukia.
Nini mnapigania?
Shamba. Toka mbele yangu wewe.
Pate pesa zetu bwana.
Hauogopi Mungu, hauogopi shetani.
Congratulations Zina.
Nyamaza, wanga kusema daktari anadanganya.
Kwa Josh, kilichosalia ni mzigo mkubwa zaidi kielimu kama atafaulu kujiunga na chuo na kimaisha. Je, atatoboa?
Thank you for staying with us. We had to take a very quick commercial break there. But we move on, where a section of lawmakers has rejected a recent proposal by Orange Democratic Movement Party leader Raila Odinga to devolve the education sector, terming it unconstitutional. Speaking during the burial of four family members who lost their lives in a road accident on August the 10th, 2025, Makueni Senator Dan Maanzo said education must remain a function of the national government to ensure its sustainability.
Education is classified as a matter of the national government in our own constitution. And it remains a matter of national government unless the people of Kenya change the constitution through a referendum. So those advocating for moving education or getting education devolved, they need to look again at the constitution and give the teachers what is due to them. Give the education what is due to it.
Wakati anasema elimu ya primary school ama shule za msingi na shule za upili na university zikuwe devolved, hayo ni mambo ambayo yametushangaza kabisa, kwa sababu hakuna vile katiba yetu haijakubali hayo mambo yarudishe huko kwa counties. Walimu wetu hawezi kukubali wakuwe chini ya governor, wala hawezi kuwa chini ya CC wa county governments. So that is an excess in futility, and if they have to do that, then they must be prepared. Lazima wajipange watuletee hilo swali katika referendum.
The government says land title deeds issued to more than 20,000 settlers in the eastern Mao and Marmanet Forest remain invalid. Speaking during a tour of the Nyahururu Lands Registry, Lands Cabinet Secretary Ali Swaume affirmed that the current administration will not recognize road declarations used to allocate land in the affected areas. She insists that all allocations must undergo proper legal procedures for the title deeds to be validated.
Any land that has been carved out or allowed to be carved out from the forest, the carving out or a pronouncement by a president is not sufficient to give you the land. That pronouncement must be followed by action. And that action must be consultative action between my ministry and the Ministry of Environment and Forest. In fact, the lead ministry for any forest land that has been utilized for other purposes other than forest, whether it's a human settlement, whether it is a government project, must first be processed by the Ministry of Environment and Forest, which therefore means they must approve, and that approval must be must be approved by Cabinet for purposes of degazettement.
Over to sports now, where co-hosts Kenya and Tanzania were knocked out of the 2024 African Nations Championship CHAN after losing their quarter-final matches played last evening. Kenya lost to Madagascar on post-match penalties after a 1-1 draw in normal and extra time at the Kasarani Stadium, while Tanzania suffered a 1-0 loss to Morocco at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium in Dar es Salaam.
Gather on the edge of that penalty area. Bushiri header, steered home by Omija. Amuka Nayo, get down with it. Everybody up as Kenya get down with it. The 2-1 victory to secure passage to this stage, the quarterfinals. For his second in the tournament, strikes true, and Madagascar are back in it. It's 1-1 in Nairobi. Shootout against Omondi. Tucks it home with aplomb. Siraji against Toldo, tucks it home. But a brilliant left boot. Denied by Omondi! On the run up, and it's denied by Toldo. It's back on level terms. This needs to go for Kenya, otherwise just after half time puts it wide and Madagascar advance. They eliminate Kenya at the quarter-final stage. It's all over for the co-hosts, and the fairy tale alive once again for Madagascar.
The other former winners present in the quarterfinals. That's a delightful ball played across to Lamloui. Opens the scoring for Morocco. That's 4 goals in 3 matches. And a hush blankets readying themselves to celebrate. And now sparks fly. Tempers flare.
Of course, congratulations to Harambee Stars. They did their best. I think they actually played their hearts out. So congratulations, and I know better chances next time. Away from that, let's look at cricket, where Shelter Children's Home reached the final of the 2025 Obuya Cricket Tournament after pulling off a stunning comeback to beat their under-13 semi-final opponents, that is Muthangari, at the Obuya Academy grounds in Lavington. It was a nail-biting chase, but Shelter held their nerve, clinching the win by 1 wicket with just 2 balls to spare. The hard-fought victory marked a historic milestone for Shelter as they advanced to the final of the tournament, which was making a return since 2020, when it was halted due to the COVID-19 pandemic. A total of 132 players representing 5 age categories from under 9 to under 19 competed in the tournament, which began on Wednesday at 2 venues in Nairobi. It brought together players drawn from the Obuya Cricket Academy, Kajiado and Nairobi counties, showcasing grassroots cricket development in Kenya. Well, and that story brings us to the end of the bulletin this afternoon. Remember, Chan Eco KBC, so we still have a lot of coverage in as far as the semi-finals and definitely the finals are concerned. So you want to stay tuned to your true sports partner. My name is Yambo, and my colleague on the sign language was Lucy Maura. Good afternoon.